Now let's try to build a contact us page or a contact us form. With this we're going to learn some form elements, or you could say input elements. I'll first save this as an HTML file for the auto IntelliSense to work. So I'm going to add a table, a row, 2 columns. Now in the 2 columns, let's say I'm gonna take a first name. So I wanna get the first name from the user. So this first name. Input type equal to text, ID equal to, we'll always use full context, nothing in short. Okay, if you see, you get a text box here, so you can enter your name here. You do that. Okay, now there is something called a label. Instead of giving first name as a pure text here, you could also introduce a tag called label. So the label has an attribute called for. I'll tell you what this for is. Okay, so input has these 2 attributes. Type is to say that this is a text box, and ID is to say this input. So you can have as many input text boxes as you want in a page, but every text box should have a unique ID. So that is why we give this ID. And the label here has a for attribute which needs this this ID, and first name will be displayed here. So that's what is happening here. Now the reason the for is required is, or the label is required is, there is something called a screen reader. Now what screen reader does is, when you focus on a text box, it has to call the text. I mean, a blind person can't understand what's happening, like when you move the cursor on the text. So for disability reasons, there is something called screen reader. So when you do a focus on the text box, this will be read. The screen reader application that's in your OS, your Mac or PC, that screen reader will read this text. Now this, for this to match, the for has to match with the ID. So when this is been on focus, the label's text will be read to the user. So that's how you give a input to a text box.